Think and Grow Rich, but today we're not reading, chat. Today we're not reading. No read today, chat. No read in. No read in today, chat. We gotta actually start to do the things. Time to do the things. Time to do the thing from the book today. So why are we not reading today, chat? Because we have a couple things we want to do. We talked about this, and I say this every single time I say why we're reading the same chapter for a week straight. It's because we want to be able to apply the things that we're reading, right? But we don't have to just think about applying the things. Today, we're going to get a pencil and paper. If I could find a piece of paper. Ooh, I found one. A page, an empty page today, right? And we're going to actually put these things into practice. We're going to put the things from the book into practice today. Hey, you doing? Hey, hi, Nana. How you doing? We're going to put today's Think and Grow Rich into practice. So we're actually going to do the things from the book today. Instead of read again, because we read this chapter 3 times this week, we're going to put the chapter into practice. So what are we going to put into practice today? We're going to put these 6 steps into practice today, chat. So the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps, right? And what are these 6 practical steps we're going to do today, right? We're going to fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient to merely say, I want plenty of money. I'm doing good. I'm doing good too. It is not sufficient to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount, and there will be a psychological reason for the definiteness, which will be described in the subsequent chapter. Right? So what we're gonna do, I got my pencil and my paper, and we're gonna write down the amount of money that we want to have, right? That we desire, not want, that we desire to have. So what are we gonna do? Today we're putting it into practice. All right, all right. Okay. What's up, Matt? How you doing, Rita? How y'all doing? Hey, welcome to the chat. Don't forget to like the stream. So what we're doing today, chat, we're going to actually put into practice what we've been reading this whole week from chapter 2 of Think and Grow Rich. Because our reason for reading this is we want to be able to take in the information, but also to start using the information that we're reading, right? And that's why we read each chapter for a week straight. Step 1 that I just did for myself is to fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount, and there will be a psychological reason for the definiteness, which will be described in the subsequent chapter. So what I did is I wrote my amount of money down. I have my piece of paper and my pencil, and I just wrote mine down. I might even get a pen because I want it to be permanent. You feel me? So I might even start writing in pen. No erasing. I got a pen right here. Zoom me in. It's blurry. Zoom me in, right? So we're going to put it actually into practice today. Step 2, describe exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing, right? So what did you decide to give for what you desire? And I want to elaborate further on this because I believe that this may be where people have an issue with this exact one, because it creates a lot of things in the imagination, and we're privy to a lot of different concepts and different things. This has nothing to do with the craziness of society, right? It does not mean give your child for this money. That's not what we're talking about. You know, this is not what we're talking about here. I just want to make sure we say this out loud. We're not giving people. We're not sacrificing nobody. Don't be trying to sacrifice nobody. Don't be trying to sacrifice nobody or none of that weird stuff. You know, you know, that's not what we're doing here. So do not be doing stuff like that. You feel me? Now, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. So, it can be a habit that no longer serves you. It can be a vice that no longer serves you. It can be just anything that you decided that no longer serves you and does not push you forward, does not push you forward towards your actual goal, and that's what you will be giving up to achieve your goal. That's it. We're not sacrificing people here. No, none of that stuff. We're not doing none of that stuff here. Just something you want to give up to reach your goal. That you don't mind giving up. Not even that you don't mind, just something to give up to get to your goal. So I'm gonna write mine down. I got my paper and my pencil. I'm writing mine down. Okay. So I wrote mine down. I wrote my step 2 down. Now 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. What's today's date? Today is June the 5th. June, July. Okay. All right, so I finished. What's up, Raph? How you doing? So what we done so far, Raph? If you just joined the stream, we're not reading the chapter today. We've read the chapter 3 times already this week. So now we're going to do what we talked about doing, which is start to put the things into practice from the chapters as we read. And so what we're doing, what we just did step 1, which is fix your mind the exact amount of money you desire. If it is not sufficient to merely say, I want plenty of money, be definite as to the amount. And then we just did step 2, which is determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such as reality as something for nothing. What's up, football? Welcome back, bro. How you doing? Good to see you again. There's no such world as something for nothing. This does not mean give up your unborn child or no crazy stuff like that. I just want to iterate this. This just means if you have some habits that you wish to let go of, you can write that down right now as those are things you're going to be letting go of to get to the you passed Skittles. Well, Skittles was here earlier the other stream, but he just went to bed, you know. So, but um, uh, but it's just something that you wish to let go of that no longer serves you anymore. So if you're ready to if you want to, if you're ready to move forward and get to where you want to be in life, then just let go. You can decide right now to let go of something that no longer serves you, right? And now 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. And now we're about to get on step 4, chat, which is create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action, right? So now we're going to write a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action. Okay, so now chat, we're about to do step 5. See you, bro. You have a good one. Who is my favorite viewer? Y'all been trying to start a riot. Fights. Commotion. That's pretty funny. I have no idea. Whoever shows up the most, honestly. So I'm not gonna lie. So at this very moment, I can't say anybody's name. But now we're going to do step 5, chat. So we're going to write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition and state what you intend to give in return for the money. And describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. So we pretty much kind of did that step 5 as we've done this so far. If you've been writing the statements out as you've been going, then you've really already done step 5. We're going to read that again. So write out a clear, come up. Write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. What's up, baby? What's up? Of amount of money you intend to acquire and name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. So if you've been writing these statements out, then you've probably already done this. But if you haven't, then I'll just write mine all over again because I have no problem writing it all over again, you know? So that gives you time to write, and so I don't just speed past this like you've probably already done it yet, right? So I'm gonna rewrite mine just because I have no problem rewriting it. So write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition and state what you intend to give in return for the money. And describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. So now I'm gonna rewrite mine all together. So pretty much you're just condensing everything you wrote before into one big like paragraph. So I'm about to begin on mine. So what I just did, I wrote a concise statement for the amount of money I intended to acquire, and now I'm gonna write the time limit for its acquisition. As a recommendation for anybody writing this out for themselves, if you write "I intend to," then that's a statement from yourself. So if you want to start your sentences off, each sentence off with "I intend to," then we made a YouTube short about this earlier. Intention is a way to make energy and motion be still, right? And energy and motion being still is what makes things happen. It creates peace, right? Peace is how things happen, right? When energy that's in motion, that's creating anxiety is still, then you can be at peace. Okay. Now state what you intend to give in return for the money. So now we're going to state what we intend to give in return for the money. Now we talked about this earlier, but what you intend to give is something that no longer serves you anymore. So any habits that no longer serve you anymore, these are things to easily give for the things that you desire. It doesn't have to necessarily be a money thing. It doesn't have to be anything, but just this book is referring to money. So that's why we're saying for money, right? It could be literally for anything, but just something that no longer serves you anymore that you're willing to give up, or that you know you should give up to enjoy this life that you're about to have now to the fullest, right? Energy that is still creates. So it creates peace. Energy that is still creates peace, right? So that's why intention creates peace, because it puts you in a place of stillness, right? Energy in motion creates anxiety. You know, emotion creates anxiety. Being overly emotional creates anxiety, right? And that's why energy that's in motion all the time, that's constantly moving, creates anxiety. But energy that is still brings peace, right? So that's why intention brings peace. So when you use your ability to be intentional about what you're talking about life, then you're more at peace. And So when you write "I intend to," or you say what you intend or what you're intending to do, you can be at peace in those moments, because now you stealed the energy that was running around all over the place, right? That was making you have 20 different thoughts about how you're going to do this one thing, right? Now you've already decided how you're going to do that one thing. Now the energy is still. Now it's at peace. So when you're at peace, then you can receive. You're ready to receive. So it's all about just ending up at peace. It really is just finding a way to be at peace. That's how you receive things. But intention is a way to do that. Thanks for the question, Anna. Now let's keep on. Let's go back over that part. So state what you intend to give in return for the money. So now we're going to write about what we intend to let go of, what things don't serve us anymore that we intend to let go of to receive what we're asking for. So whatever is causing the anxiety, whatever is causing you to be anxious, is what I recommend to let go of. I would recommend to let go of whatever is making you anxious, because that'll bring you to the state of peace that you're looking for to receive, right? So it doesn't have to be something extremely random. Just whatever is creating the anxious thoughts, right, towards what you're trying to receive is what is one of the best things to let go of, right? So write one thing that's creating anxiety in your life to let go of. And now step 6. I skipped a part. 1 second, chat. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it. I almost skipped a part. And describe clearly the plan which you intend to accumulate it. That's the last part of step 5. So now we're going to write our clear plan of how we intend to accumulate what we've asked for here in our statement, right? So what is our clear plan? What we intended on receiving in our lives, right? Okay, and now step 6, chat. Step 6, read your statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after rising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. And chat, that is the end of today's read and application of what we've been reading so far in Think and Grow Rich, Chapter 2. I'm going to read this last piece right here. It is important that you follow the instructions described in these 6 steps. It is especially important that you observe and follow the instructions in the 6th paragraph. So, um, it's important that you, as you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of money. You may complain that it is impossible for you to see yourself in possession of money before you actually have it. Here is where a burning desire will come to your aid. If you truly desire money so keenly that your desire is an obsession, you will have no difficulty in convincing yourself that you will acquire it. The object is to want money and become so determined to have it that you convince yourself you will have it, right? And then we have another piece right here that I want to go over just to help make that feel okay, right? Because this is about being at peace, right? This whole thing is about learning how to be at peace with asking for things and receiving the things you ask for, right? So we're also read what Mary Kay talked about. So Mary Kay from Mary Kay Ash, the makeup company, she wrote this: imagine yourself successful. Always picture yourself successful. Visualize the person you desire to become. Set aside time each day to be alone and undisturbed. Get comfortable and relax. Close your eyes and concentrate on your desires and goals. See yourself in this new environment capable and self-confident. Reflect on your past successes. Every success, be it large or small, is proof that you are capable of achieving more successes. Celebrate each success. You can recall it when you begin to lose faith in yourself. Set definite goals. Have a clear direction of where you want to go, and be aware when you begin to deviate from these goals and take immediate corrective action. Respond positively to life. Develop a positive self-image. Your image, your reactions to life, and your decisions are completely within your control. And now, there's another little piece that Mary Kay wrote that I wanted to go over. Here we go. Mary Kay preached and practiced that the first step in achieving success is to firmly believe that you're an excellent person who deserves success. So, what I want you to remember, and the biggest thing to remember from today, is you are an excellent person. You know, God is extremely forgiving, and you deserve success. Whatever you think you have done in your life, now I guarantee you there's somebody much worse than you in this world who has done something far worse than anything you've ever done in your life, right? And this is not to compare yourself, but it's done something far worse than anything you've ever done in your life, right? And they were still in some way blessed. I can name a couple people we glorify in the media, and not in today's media, that have probably done something way worse than anything you've ever done in your life, and they ended up someone we still talk about today. And I'm gonna say one off the top of my head: Genghis Khan. he erased people from this earth in masses. He erased people from this earth in masses. And he did crazy things to people all over the planet. And we still talk about him today like he was a good guy or something. So, I guarantee that you are not the worst person in the world. And I know we like to harp on things that we don't like about ourselves, and they make us go back and forth and make us not ready to receive things that we should just be ready to take in. But I want you to remember that you are not the worst person in the world. You are far from it. You're clearly far from it, unless there's something I don't know about you. But I'm sure if you were Genghis Khan levels, right, then I would have heard about you already on the news or something, you know? So I'm sure I probably would have already heard about you on the news or something, you know? So that's the biggest piece I want to remind you of. You are far from the worst, and you deserve the things you ask for. And it's okay. And it's okay. You know, you are far from the worst of any individual on this planet, if anybody in history, you know, and you deserve what you ask for. And I talked about this earlier, but deserving is an emotional word. So, because you can deserve something and still not get it. So I'm gonna use a different word. But it is okay to receive what you ask for. That's the proper words to use there. It is okay to receive what you ask for. It is definitely okay to receive what you ask for. There we go. There we go. That kind of simmers down the energy emotion. you're already successful. You just have to, realize that you're not as bad as you think you are. And it'll be real easy to see yourself successful as soon as you realize that you're nowhere near as bad as you think you are. And that is the end. That is the end. I'm gonna write that down at the end of my thing, though. Actually, I'm actually write that down. I think that's a great thing to put at the end of mine. So firmly believe that you're an excellent person who deserves success. And so this is what I wrote at the end of my notes. You may not be the best person, but you're definitely not the worst. So it's definitely okay for you to receive success. And that is the end, chat. That is the end of today's application of the principles from chapter 2 of Think and Grow Rich. This is why we're doing this for a week straight, so that we grow. As we read, we gain ideas, and then we can learn how to use these ideas and apply the things from the book to move forward. It's okay to receive It's okay to receive what I asked for. Definitely. So I hope you enjoyed today's application of Think and Grow Rich. I definitely enjoyed it, and I love applying the things from the material. I feel like you have to, or you're just wasting your time. So I'm glad we got to do this today. I'm glad this is the idea that was given to me to do today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, because I definitely did. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this stream. We all got that limitless score, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. Thank you for waking up. And thank you for being here today. Thank you for your presence. And Alfie said he loves you too. Peace. Have a great one. And I'm going to see you next time. The next time we stream on the channel. Peace. Peace. It's okay to receive what you ask for.